everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley, because you're probably like, who are you? Wow, I cannot believe I'm actually sitting here doing this. A little backstory on me. I just graduated from college last year, because it is 2018. I have a full-time job at a tech company, but my passion for the past few years now has been beauty, lifestyle, skincare, all that good stuff. But not just beauty, lifestyle, and all that jazz. I'm a little bit more niche based. So I wanted to create a channel where if you're oily, if you have acne prone skin, if you have hooded eyes, if you are interested in just cruelty free products, I wanted to be that place where you can come to for, you know, recommendations, for tips, for tutorials, for anything when it comes to that realm. I would love for you to tell me what you would like to see from me as well. I wanted to show you my everyday routine. This is just basically a full face of makeup, but very, very little eye makeup. And as you can see, we've got pretty much a put together look that's perfect for just going out in the daytime and yeah, going to your job, which is what I do with this look. So yeah, if you would like to learn how to get this look, please keep watching and please subscribe because I would like to see you in my future videos. I have literally dozens of ideas written down on a piece of paper in my planner that I would like to film. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and let's get started. So the first thing I always do after I've moisturized, put on serum, everything in the morning is primer. And recently the primer that I have been loving is the Smashbox Photo Finish Stick combined with the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm, and I'll show you how I kind of combine these on my face. So first, I take the Smashbox stick, which basically is the iconic Photo Finish primer in a stick form, and I twist it up like this, and I apply it to my oily areas in my face. So that's kind of like my chin, my nose, my T-zone, essentially, well, basically all over, but just kind of like in the middle area of my face. And this is a really good primer for helping to mattify areas and just kind of keep your oil in check throughout the day. As you can see, I'm very oily, acne prone. A lot of the marks on my face are actually from extractions I had done yesterday. I went to my facialist yesterday, who's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I had extractions, so a lot of these marks that you see on my skin are just pigmentation. They're not necessarily pimples, but my skin does scar pretty easily, and that's why I just kind of have a lot of discoloration. Then I take the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm, and I love using this kind of under my eyes and just kind of like on the outer perimeter of my face. It just really helps to just make sure that, you know, it's hydrated, it's cooled, the makeup will adhere too. So, oh, I forgot. I put on my headband. So after, with clean hands, I like to make sure all of that's pressed in. When I first got this stick, I didn't really press in the product, so I would notice that over time during the day, my foundation would start breaking apart, and that's not good. So next up, we're going to take foundation, and my favorite daily foundation I love is the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I got this in the early fall time when I was a little bit darker, so this is a little bit darker for me. The shade is Sand. It's kind of like a medium with golden undertones shade, which is what I am in the summer. Now I'm more of a light medium, but I like taking just like a flat kabuki brush. This is the Morphe Y6, and I just pump 1.5 pumps. This is what I do every single day. If I'm wearing foundation, I don't ever really build foundation. I just kind of like put it on like this, and I just do 1, 2, 3 stripes, and I just go ahead and buff it in my face. I know a lot of people are hesitant to use brushes to blend in their foundation because they say that, oh, it'll leave streaky marks, whatever. And the key to a really, truly flawless brush application is to find a brush that is synthetic, because synthetic hairs pick up cream and liquid products better than real hairs do. And also to find a brush that is really, really densely packed. Like these bristles and this brush are really densely packed, so that's going to be more conducive to a full airbrush kind of look as opposed to something like this fluffy powder brush, which again is synthetic but not as densely packed. Don't think that you have to buy a brush just because it's labeled for a certain thing. For example, just because a brush is labeled as being for bronzer doesn't mean it can't be used for blush. Or in this case, one of my favorite foundation brushes is actually labeled as a powder brush. But it is so densely packed that there is no way that you can use it as powder because it is so dense that it would just move everything around, which is perfect for liquids and foundation. So I really love that as a foundation brush as well. So Just a little tip. Step, we're gonna do concealer, and the concealers that I have been loving lately, I mean, I love my Tarte Shape Tape, but lately I have been going in with the Colourpop concealers. I have the shade Light 20 and Medium 30. As you may know by now, these concealers do oxidize quite a bit, so I would recommend just buying a shade lighter. Typically, I use medium for spot concealing and light for under eye highlighting and across the high points of my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on the high points of my face. And then for spot concealing, for my pigmentation and blemishes on my face, I'm gonna take that medium 30 and go ahead and just put that on some of the discoloration. These concealers do set pretty fast, so I recommend just working with them quickly. I'm gonna take my beauty blender. Sometimes in the morning, I just use a brush, honestly, but today, since I had time to wet my beauty blender, I'm gonna go with my beauty blender. All right, so now that we have our cream base on a daily basis, I do not cream contour. Let's go ahead and set the face. I have been going in with a couple different powders, and this kind of varies on a daily basis. But as of now, my favorite cocktail is going with the Badescu Special Healing Powder on my T-zone and the CoverFX Perfectly Pressed Powder on the rest of my face. The reason why I love this for my T-zone is because it's more of like an acne powder. It's one that will really help truly fight oils that peek through during the day, but it's not going to kind of suppress the oil. It has ingredients that will really help to make sure that your skin is balanced, and it's kind of like a skin treatment powder in one. You can use it before makeup, you can use it on no makeup days, and I like using it kind of like as a light dusting on my T-zone. And yeah, so I like taking my big EcoTools large powder brush. It's the one I was talking about that's not good for foundation, and I just like to dip this in here and just kind of go in the center of my face. And this kind of wispy brush is really good for loose powders. If you have translucent powders, any kind of loose situation, even foundation powders, I really love this because you can do a really kind of nice little sweeping motion. And because the bristles aren't so densely packed, it's better for that kind of action where you can really swirl and really get the most out of your loose powder. However, for the other powder, I'm going to go in with the CoverFX pressed powder. Since it is a pressed formula, I like going in with a denser powder brush. So I kind of like to bring it down to my neck in the outer perimeters of the face. On a daily basis, I do not apply any product to my eyes besides mascara, but oddly enough, the product that I cannot live without is lash primer. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna scoot on a little bit closer so you can see. So I'm gonna take my eyelash curler. This is by Tarte. It's one of my favorite eyelash curlers. It does not pull at your lashes. It does a really, really good job at making sure that they are curled and they stay curled. So I'm always gonna curl my lashes like this. Just kind of pulse it a little bit and open. The lash primer I have been loving is the Urban Decay Subversion Lash Primer. So the mascara I love, it's my holy grail high-end mascara, is the Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara. I recently just repurchased this because I ran out, and I love this wand because it has this like tapered tip where you can really go in if you really need to get more precise application. My favorite non-cruelty-free high-end mascara is the Benefit Roller Lash. Unfortunately, I can't use it anymore because it's not cruelty-free, and I am like 99% cruelty-free. Like everything that I buy has to be cruelty-free now. There are some things in my collection that are not cruelty-free because I bought them before I was cruelty-free conscious, but everything that I buy now, I try to make sure is cruelty-free. Like I will do my research, so just putting that out there. I love this mascara. Look at that difference. All right, now that our eyes are done, wow, it was so easy, right? I'm gonna go in with brow gel. The brow gel I love is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso. It looks like this. It's not quite one of those brow hair gels like the Benefit Gimme Brow or one of those like fiber brow gels that kind of like adds those fibers. It's more so truly like a brow color, like a brow darkener. This product does apply pretty wet, so just be careful. Alright, so these are the brows on. Remember, your brows are sisters, not twins. Now, I do kind of want to add a little bit on to my shape just because we're here. So I'm going to be taking this Anastasia brow definer. Alright, so now that the eyes are done, I'm going to be going in with bronzer, blush, and highlight. So the bronzer I'm going in today with is the Kiko Flawless Fusion Bronzer in the shade 6. So I'm going to be taking the Eco Tools blending and bronzing brush, and it kind of has these duo fiber hairs that are really, really good for picking up the perfect amount of product. So I just kind of dip this in, tap off the excess, and go in. Just a tip when you're bronzing, if you're not sure where to put your bronzer, I kind of have a short forehead, so I don't put a lot of bronzer on my forehead because that would shorten the forehead. If you have a larger forehead, then you might want to do that if you want your forehead to appear shorter. But for me, I just kind of do a light brushing just to make sure that everything looks even. But I mainly focus on my cheeks, and I always want to remember to bring it up. I always like to bring it down my neck and on my jaw, and yeah. And for the nose, I have been loving this brush to contour. It is the AOA Studio High Definition Brush in E103. I got this from Shop Miss A. It's a $1 site, and I got this in a brush pack. But do you see how it kind of has that like slant? It is perfect for the nose contour, and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take that same bronzer, lightly dip it in, tap off the excess, and really just kind of contour the nose like this. Tips for nose contour: if you have a long nose that you want to make look shorter, don't do what I'm doing. Kind of do a little X at the point so it makes it look shorter. I personally have a more shorter, wider nose, so I like to really kind of elongate it by going in the brow bone. And you see how this slant tip is perfect for that. I'm going to take a more cool tone blush today. I'm using the Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love. It is just beautiful. It is foolproof. It's amazing. So I'm going to go in with the Sephora Multitasker brush. This is obviously from Sephora. I'm not sure if Sephora as a brand is cruelty free. I've heard mixed things, but I bought this brush a long time ago. But I really like it because it kind of perfectly deposits blush right on the cheek. So I'm just going to dab it in here, tap off the excess, and just lightly sprinkle. All right, now that our blush is on, we're looking a little bit more rosy. I'm going to take the best part, highlight, Mary-Lou Manizer by theBalm. It is just this really pretty champagne-y glow. But I just kind of like to do a C motion on my temple and right above my brow bone. Hit under the brow bone too. Cupid's bow. I'm going to be going in with the Kat Von D Lock-It Spray. This is a really good long-lasting spray. It does have alcohol as one of the first ingredients, which is actually an ingredient that people say is bad for your skin, but it really does help prolong your makeup wear. So I'm just going to do, it's such a fine mist, so I'm going to do 4 kind of stripes. I hold my arm out high like this. And that's really all you need. And now for lips, I'm going to be going in with my favorite everyday kind of lipstick, and that is the Bare Minerals lipstick in Strip. It's this beautiful kind of balmy, pinky nude. It's perfect for my skin tone. I struggled so hard to find a nude that would not wash me out. This is a great color. And just a tip, if you're picking out lipsticks on Sephora or Ulta, 9 times out of 10, they always look darker online than they might on you. So I would always recommend go in, swatch something, because had I gone with what looks like to be a really good nude on Sephora when I was looking for these Gen Nude lipsticks, it would have been way too light just by the online depiction. So I'm really glad I went in and swatched it, because Strip kind of looks like a brown. Like they describe it as a brown on the website. So yeah, anyway, here we go. So yeah, guys, that was my everyday makeup routine. Thank you so much for watching. I really truly appreciate it. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time that I never, oh, my hair looks, I'm sorry. Let's just kind of like regroup a little bit. This is something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, but I hadn't, I should say, found the right time to do it. I recently moved a few months ago, have a new job, full-time job, and I wanted to do this on the side just to see where it would go. I live and breathe YouTube beauty videos and I just love everything in this kind of department, and I'm so excited to kind of pump out more content and just make this as regular of a thing as possible while still having a full-time job. So thank you so much for watching again. I love you, I really do, and please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.